Since late May, southern China has been experiencing heavy rainfall with floods occurring in more than 20 provinces. According to China's official statistics, as of July 12th, a total of 27 provinces, municipalities, and autonomous regions were affected by the disaster, with an area of 8.8 million acres of crops affected, including production of major grain crops such as rice, wheat, and corn. In the first half of this year, hailstorms, forest fires, earthquakes, droughts, freezing temperatures, and snowstorms have caused 15.24 million acres of damages to crops, making it as much as 9% of China's total harvest area. With no signs of an end to the flooding or other natural disasters, people are worried about whether China will have a food crisis. While southern China is suffering from floods, western China has experienced a drought. According to the Chinese state media, China News, since mid-June, some parts of Xinjiang have suffered from low rainfall and dry weather. A video, uploaded by a netizen, shows the wheat in the region of Xinjiang all drought-stricken, with no signs of harvest.
今年的麦子全部被旱死了，咱们农民颗粒无收。
According to media reports, a massive locust plague has occurred in Yunnan province, and as of July 12th, the locust plague in Pu'er city had affected a cumulative area of nearly 19,770 acres. A large number of crops have been eaten by the locusts, and they are still advancing to the surrounding counties and districts of Pu'er. In order to ensure the supply of food rations in years of famine, the Chinese government has built many food reserves. According to data, China's built grain storage warehouses with a capacity up to 670 million tons. So, can Chinese citizens then use the food reserves to survive a possible famine? Let's take a look at the actual situation. On July 11th, netizens released a video showing a silo storing corn in Jiaodong City, Heilongjiang Province. However, they are all soaked grain, rotten with a nasty odor, and have sand and dirt mixed in, which could never even be used as fodder. It is interesting to note that over the past many years, every time the Chinese State Council has issued a notice to inventory the nation's silos, silos across the country have caught fire one after another. For example, Guizhou Province's Duyun City Reserve Silo and a grain oil company in Shanghai caught fire on July 1st and the 3rd, respectively. On the afternoon of July 8th, 2018, the Shuzhou Gusu silo also caught fire shortly after the government announced its plans to inspect them. A man who works in a silo says the silos don't normally catch fire, even if the electricity is short-circuited. The walls and roof of the silos are made of non-combustible materials, and in the past, even when a wooden house burned down, only the outer grain pile would burn down, and he had never seen this much smoke. He stated that there was no granary in it. It was definitely doused with gasoline, for fear of the truth being found out. That's why all the Chinese silos are on fire right when their superiors want to inspect the grain in stock, because most of the silos are empty. Officials in charge of the silo, fearing that inspectors will find loopholes, simply set fire to the warehouse and destroy the evidence. At a time when many people are worried about China's grain, the official media reported that this summer's national grain harvest reached 142.8 million tons. However, many people did not find this information credible because the state media is known for fabricating the news. When the Communist Party launched the Great Leap Forward in 1958, the normal grain yield was about 1,300 kilograms per acre. However, the People's Daily claimed an output of 30,000 kilograms per acre, and various places followed suit with false and exaggerated propaganda of grain production. On August 13, 1958, the People's Daily reported on its front page that the Jiangguo commune in Hubei province had set a record of 36,956 pounds of early rice production. The then Central Chinese government collected grain from farmers, and officials across China then demanded grain from farmers according to the fictitious figures. In the following 3 years, a great famine broke out, killing around 400,000 people. It is widely regarded as the largest famine and the worst man-made disaster in human history. The Chinese Communist Party later claimed the famine was caused by 3 years of natural disasters, but according to the records, the climate was good and there were no major natural disasters. The famine was entirely man-made, and the main causes included the Great Leap Forward, a brutal economic and social campaign, the communist movement, and the systemic political and social problems of the times, not to mention the unprincipled propaganda of the CCP media. Today, even though the CCP claims they can conquer any difficulties and the economy seems to have improved, many people are still living in extreme poverty. China has one of the world's widest wealth gaps, with income distribution flowing steadily into government officials' pockets in the state. China's Premier, Li Keqiang, stated in this year's Two Sessions meeting that China has 600 million people living on a monthly income of 1,000 won, or 140 USD. If a food crisis really occurs in China, it is still the average Chinese citizen who will suffer.